It's like I'm like behind something. So, hey, Lee. Yeah.
She's up.
Yeah, I see Lee.
Oh, I don't see her yet.
I'm looking at her.
Hey.
Hey.
How are you?
And which puppy is it? Are you feeling better, Beth?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep. Is it just, let's see, us three? How are you, Miss
So far.
Linda?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Have you been under the weather?
I just had a little tummy issue for a day or two. Really a day. So, yeah, I'm good to go.
Good.
I am good to go.
Now you see what a difference the curtain made. With the background, it looked dark in here, but I closed the curtain and now it doesn't.
Yeah, it looks fine.
Did you see the videos I sent you?
It looks kind of weird though.
I'm older. I liked her backyard scenery better.
I know, but I like, and they're my books, and it brings some light to the subject. You can actually see who it is. And
gosh.
Yeah, it does. It brings your face into focus.
The other one was, and I'm wondering about, because I was thinking about using this background for a backdrop for podcasts and stuff like that. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, no, it's a little busy, so I'll probably just get a solid color to put up there.
Yeah, it's a lot of books. You don't realize it. I'm like, okay, what kind of books are they? You know?
That's my entire life. I'm a book person. What can I tell you? What can I tell you?
Funny. You're so funny.
Oh Lord, did you look at those videos I sent you?
I have been crazy today. No, I have not, but I actually sent it to my thing so I could use it. It's on that it's on the green tea, right?
Yes.
With you using the MCT and the coconut oil and the grass-fed butter?
Yes.
Was it bad?
No, actually it wasn't. I was shocked. It's
Don't tell a story.
No. I videotaped it for that reason.
Good.
I totally videotaped it for that reason. I said, I think I'm going to try this.
Good.
And Lee Bryson, you better love me. But I tell you what, it gave me gas.
Oh no!
But I think that's because of the lactose.
Are you there?
I'm here, but I'm going to do it because I think it's it's filling.
Yeah.
And I can see why people say it makes them alert.
Oh yeah.
Because I definitely felt that. I just have to adjust. I probably will, instead of using 1 tea bag, I will use 2 just to give it a
little more zip,
a thicker consistency.
Yeah.
Because tea is a lot thinner than coffee.
True. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. So.
Well, I was curious because did you use green tea or was it? I
use matcha.
Matcha? The matcha green?
Matcha green tea. So, and I actually you'll laugh at the first part of it because I was like, ew. But then I drank it. And you know me and my first responses, right? I said, well, this doesn't suck. And then I said, I probably should have, I didn't say this on camera, but I'm thinking to myself, I probably should have said, this doesn't taste bad.
This doesn't taste really awful, like cough syrup. Like,
oh my God. I was like, well, it doesn't suck.
Oh,
and I'll do it again, but it was really funny. I was laughing. I was like, oh my goodness.
Oh goodness.
So be proud of me.
I am proud of you.
I'm
proud of you.
Created my notebook.
Look at you.
Got my notebook. So. And I printed the main guide thing. I just did it with the black and white stuff.
As the girl said, the whole 175 pages of it.
No, the main thing was only 53 pages.
I know. She was just laughing because it was a lot.
Yeah, I didn't print the other stuff yet. I figured I'd go in there and pick out pages that I want, and then there's my journal. But I suck at journaling, so you won't be proud of me on that because I've been journaling on that other stuff. My Bible study stuff.
Yeah.
And then when I finish that, I'm like, I'm so done. So
I know. all my journaling is in that one notebook, and it's like I just have to go through and find what is what.
Well, see, that's kind of how I am. The stuff that I need was in there. So in my other journal. So, and that's upstairs. Okay, so I'm not going to be there in the morning.
Oh yeah, because you've got to be at the station.
Yeah, no. It's this panel. It's a business panel, a business expo over in Winston, and it's happening at Winston-Salem State, and it's called Triad Minority and Women's Business Expo. And we did a story on the guy, and he asked me if I would MC, and I totally forgot that I said yes. Well, no, I didn't forget. I said, I can do it, but I don't work for this station. It's part of my business, so I can't do it for free.
Right.
And so I get this call. Okay, so how much am I paying you? And I'm like, crap, I don't even remember when it was. And it's tomorrow.
And you're like,
that's
okay.
I gave him my usual.
Payday.
Yeah, so I get paid tomorrow. So that's good.
We always like that.
Oh yeah. And so I still haven't decided on the yard sale because I haven't put anything together.
I still got all the stuff that Taylor left, so I know.
Well, if you want to bring it,
whole life in like one sitting here.
Oh, is it stuff you want to get rid of or stuff you're going to keep?
Pretty much stuff I think I'm going to get rid of. I haven't even gone through anything.
Oh, okay.
That. Maybe I'll do that before we move somewhere. Maybe in like 100 years. I
was going to say, if you want to add to the thing, if you want to add to it, I will do a yard sale. But I thought that like Benny would be home, and so I could go work out, come back, and finish up.
Right. He is working.
Yeah. So if I do it, it's all me.
Well, that's all right. That's all right. All right. I wonder. Let me go into this group and see if anybody has. All right. Let's see.
How'd the recording work the last time? Did you get it?
Yes. It was an act of God, really. It was. I had to go in because it's saved to my computer. And so I had to go in, and it hadn't uploaded. So I talked to the guy at the Zoom place, and I think he was getting a little frustrated with me. But, he was like, well, we'll go into this file and do this. And I said, dude, I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah. I was like, he said, well, you can go screenshot it. And I said, I'm on my computer. He said, you can screenshot it. And I said, I don't know how to screenshot on my computer. He was sending me links. So I would have to go in, watch the video, and then figure out how to do whatever, and then go back. And by the time I was about ready to take somebody's head off. But I got it.
Yeah, good.
Got it uploaded to my YouTube, so now it's on my YouTube.
Okay, good. I was going to ask, do you want me to record too?
I don't know if you can.
Well, it says I can. Hold on, let me see.
Hey! Look, it's Linda.
Hey, Linda. Hey!
I don't know if she knows how to do that.
Okay, you have to give me recording permission. If you give me permission.
Hold on. Support Windows 10. Update ends in November. Restart. Install newest version. Reminder later. Well, if you record it, then it won't let me record it.
Oh, okay. Then you record.
Yeah. So, because I'm recording now. Linda, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, but I can hear you. Girl.
Clear as a bell.
All right.
Is this a first?
This is my first.
Woo!
Yay!
A little nervous.
Don't be nervous.
Don't be nervous.
I know. Not with you ladies. Not with these friends.
Because you know me and you know her. And then Hilda is the one that's got Wiggy on it.
Yeah, and you met Hilda on the track.
Okay. I can't.
Hilda, come back.
Turn your camera back on.
Come back.
There she
There's
is.
Hilda.
Sorry, I had to go.
You remember Hilda at the track?
Can't see her.
Can you see her?
I can't see her.
Oh, you know what? You may be set up on the side. You've got at the top of yours, it says views. Look at your top right of your screen and just kind of hover on it. Okay. Hit that thing. What does it say?
I just see leave.
Okay. No, that should be on the bottom. Look at the top of it.
That's where I'm looking, honey, on the top.
Okay. Okay. It shouldn't say leave. It should say view. There's something there that should say view.
Maybe views on the bottom.
Yeah, maybe on yours it's on the bottom. Is it?
I don't see it. Do I need to turn the camera around again?
No. Your camera's perfect. But what I've got on mine, it's a gallery view, which means I can see everybody. They just it kind of lines up and it tells you who's participating.
I think though you might have to on an iPhone.
Participants.
Yeah.
Participant.
Yeah. Click on that, and then it'll give you a way to view them.
Okay, I clicked on it, and then it's got iPhone, Lee, Carol, and Wiggy, and she's red, so I need to get her to come to the dark color. So I got to figure out how to invite, maybe.
Okay.
Don't hit invite.
Yeah, don't hit that.
Don't. Okay.
No, don't hit invite.
Chat.
It's okay.
Chat.
No, chat is chat is if you want to talk. I mean, you want to type.
Send Lee a private note that everybody doesn't see.
Well, no, I put it on everybody's thing, so that's fine. Yeah, that's
wait,
okay.
I can't send you smart ass comments and nobody sees them but me, you.
Can't.
Well, dang it! What kind of party is this?
Be nice. Be nice.
Okay,
all right. I just got to see how to get.
All right, let's see. What time is it? It's 10:15. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and start because.
It's okay.
Yeah. All right. So, everybody, what we're going to do real fast first before we start, we are going to take a second and kind of debrief everything. Okay. So, wherever you are, if you're on your bed, if you're on a couch, if you're on a chair, if you're on a chair, make sure your feet are on the floor and your hands are in your lap. If you're on a bed, you can just sit there comfortably, however, cross your ankles, whatever's comfortable. I want you to turn your palms up, facing up, so that they are in your lap, and just kind of lean back against something if you're just kind of get comfortable. Okay. Now I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to nice and deeply breathe in through your nose for like a count of 3. So breathe in, 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 4 out of your mouth. 2, 3, 4. Do it again. Nice big inhale. And exhale. One more big inhale. Exhale. One more time. Nice big inhale. And exhale. Now, as you sit there, keep your eyes closed. I want you to just quiet your mind. Everybody is just very still. Palms are facing up. I want you to scan your body. In your mind, you have your brain and you have your mind. Your mind is the actual being part. The brain is like the computer. Your mind can scan your body. So basically, if your eyes were closed and you ask your mind to go down to your feet, it's like they call it a third eye. It's almost like you have a third eye that can go down, and it's kind of scanning what's going on with your feet. I want you to start with your feet. I want you to scan your toes, the top of your foot, your arch of your foot, your heel. Are you holding any tension in your toes? Are you holding any tension in the arch of your foot. Are you holding any tension in your ankles? Just relax those toes. Everything melts into the floor. As you're moving up your leg, you're at your calf. Are your calves tight? Are your legs fidgety? Just release your calves. They're melting down the back of your leg. As you're continuing to breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Moving up the leg to your knees and your quads, your thighs. A lot of us hold tension in our knees and our thighs. Relax your knee joints. Notice, am I holding tension? Are my knees tight? Are my thighs tight? Relax the thighs. Allow your thighs and your hamstrings, the back of your legs, just to kind of sink into the chair. Now, sometimes as we're doing this, your mind, we don't quiet our mind very often. And our minds like to move. That's what we've taught them to do. So your mind might wander off into what you were doing a minute ago, or what you've got to do tonight, or it might be over here watching something going on wherever. Gently bring your mind back. Very gently. It's only doing what we've taught it to do. So gently bring your mind back. Continuing to focus on your body as you're moving up your hips, your pelvis. Inhaling through your nose. Exhaling through your mouth. Moving up to your belly. As you're inhaling through your nose, allow the air to go bypassing through the lungs down into your belly. Your belly rises with your inhales, and your belly releases with your exhales. So as you inhale, your belly expands. As you exhale, your belly releases. As we go up the body into the chest and the lungs, notice when we breathe, are we just breathing through our chest? Most of the time, that's what we do. Quick breaths, shallow breathing. That's why our parasympathetic nervous system never kicks in. So we want that parasympathetic nervous system to kind of start to rest and digest the rest of our body. Inhaling through the lungs, nice and deep, down into the belly. Exhaling out of the belly, up through the lungs, out of the mouth. As we're rising up the body, notice the shoulders. Are they tense? Are they lifted? Are you scrunching up through the neck, through your traps? Do you inhale and exhale? At the exhale, release those shoulders. Allow the space between your ears and your shoulders to grow larger. As we're moving down the arms, releasing our biceps and our triceps, releasing our forearms. Our hands are light, yet heavy. Feeling the fingers, each finger, a little finger, a ring finger, a middle finger, a pointer finger, a thumb. Noticing how they're individual, yet one big unit. Moving back up the arms, up the shoulders, through the neck, the base of the skull, up to the back of our head, to our forehead, top of our head. Is our forehead scrunched up? We get headaches. Slowly with that exhale, release that forehead. Feel your forehead and the top of your scalp just kind of melt down over the top of your head. down over your eyes as it relaxes through your eyes, through your cheekbones. Let your cheekbones just drop. Let your jaw release. Your tongue falls to the base of your mouth. And feel a hot jug of water being poured over the top of your head as it's running down the head, down the shoulders, down the back, over the legs, down the front of the calves and the shins, into the body. And as you're sitting here nice and relaxed, allow yourself to release the past. What happened today? What happened yesterday? What happened a week ago? Allow it to leave. It's gone. Let it go. It does not serve you today. It doesn't serve you in the future. Good, bad, or ugly. It's gone. Let it go. Embrace where you are right now, in the present. Be aware of what you're doing. Be aware of who you are. Be aware of who's around you, the smells and the sounds. Don't worry about what's in the future. Don't worry about what's tomorrow. You can't change that. You can't make it better or worse. Now as you're slowly starting to deepen that breathing, inhaling and exhaling, slowly wiggling your fingers and your toes. A nice deep breath in. Exhale. And slowly opening your eyes. And coming back to reality, wherever you were, back. And awesome. Is everybody awake? Are we asleep? Nice and calm. All right. So, how has the last 3 days gone? Hilda, how have they gone for you? Wait a minute. You're muted. Unmute your microphone. There you go.
Sorry.
That's okay.
It's going pretty good. I have a lot of questions.
Okay.
But the eating has gone pretty good. Intermittent fasting has not really been a problem for me because I've been doing that, or I do that regularly anyway. I've been trying to do that, and just getting used to not having my carbs, my bread in the morning, my toast, probably been the hardest.
Okay.
My toast with my G.
I know.
But that question that I had last week, you answered it, but I saw one of the charts. I think you can't have that carb, like that vegetable with the oil, because that's the first meal, right? I mean, because there's like one of the second and third meals, that combination is okay. So is it just because it's that first meal, which is post-workout, why you cannot have that oil?
The oil is going to be the first meal. It doesn't have to be the post-workout meal, your first meal. If you work out in the morning before you break your fast, then no earlier than 30 minutes or whenever your fast is up, then you would have that post-workout meal. But if you don't work out until, say, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you would have the post-workout meal at 5:30
Oh,
or 6. I mean, you can have it as far out, from that workout as you want, but that's when you have that post-workout meal. Now, as far as using the oil to with your, to fry, not to fry, but to like cook your eggs or whatever, you just have to use the PAM, like not the PAM spray or the olive oil spray instead of actual oil.
mm-hmm.
Especially on the days that you're doing your resistance training or your weight training,
Mm-hmm.
because on that day you're not going to have fats. But on the cardio days, you can use your ghee to for your eggs or your vegetables or whatever.
Okay.
Did that answer your question?
Yeah, but I didn't know. So as long as you work out first thing, if you work out early in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
then that first meal does not have to be that protein and that fruit. Is that what?
No, yes. If you work out early in the morning, that first meal needs to be that after workout meal. But if you don't work out, that after workout meal is just that. It's after your workout. So some people work out early in the morning, then that would be an hour and a half later. That would be their first meal before their fast. Or that would be the meal that would break their fast.
Oh, okay.
If you work out at 4:00 in the afternoon, then say you stopped your fast at 10 in the morning, then that 10 o'clock, 11, 12, or 1 o'clock meal would be the meal. I'm going to say meal 2 and meal 3, because the way it's got it listed on that thing, meal 1 is your post-workout meal.
Okay.
So you don't need to keep them in that order. You can move them all around your meals.
Just as long as whenever you work out, an hour or more later, you
Mm-hmm.
have that
Yes.
protein and fruit.
The protein, fruit, starch, and vegetable. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. It doesn't matter when it is. There's like 3 main things. One thing is that make sure you don't ever put a carb with a fat. Make sure that whenever you work out, whatever that be, make sure you have between 3 and 4 hours between the time you last ate and you work out. So if you're working out, or when do you normally work out? Early in the morning?
Yeah, in the mornings, like I've been trying to do it like between like 8 o'clock or 8, somewhere around that time.
Okay, so it's before you stop your fast.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Yes. So you wouldn't need to worry about the 3 to 4 hour thing, because you're working out on a fasted state already. But for somebody who, say, doesn't work out until 4 o'clock in the afternoon, they need to make sure that the last meal that they eat before they work out, they have a 3 to 4 hour gap.
Mm-hmm.
When they ate. So if they were going to work out at 4, I would not want to eat any later than 1 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Because that gives you minimum 3 hours. It's 3 to 4. And that's so that your body can digest the food that you ate, and you're on a semi-fasted state when you're working out. Mm-hmm. So that's the only thing. That's the second rule. And the third rule is that once you work out, minimum time that you eat is 30 minutes after you work out. Preferably, the longer you can go with eating that meal, the more you ride that fasted, they call it the fasted wave. And that's in the morning. The longer you can kind of wait, your body is just, because once you lift weights or do your cardio, your body is burning fat, and you've revved it up and you haven't put anything in it. So it's not seeing and it's not smelling any food or anything for it to go and start going, okay, I'm shutting down the fat burning part. I'm I'm getting something now to eat. So the longer you can ride that wave, it's really actually a benefit. You don't have to. It's not anything. But some people are like, well, my fast is over at 10. I worked out at 8, but I'm really not hungry yet. Okay, that's fine. Don't eat through 12 if you're good with that. But also you have to kind of be aware of what are you doing, during that day. Are you going out that night? Are you going to be eating later that night? Because if you don't start your feed window till 12, then that means you keep eating until 8. So that's going to drop you back a little bit. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of up to you, and you kind of have to just look and see what your schedule is like and what you like to do. But the main things are that you eat that after workout meal 30 minutes, no earlier, 1.5 to 2 hours window after you work out, wherever that is. And then if you're working out later in the day, that feed, the meal before you work out needs to be minimum 3 to 4 hours prior to workout. And the third thing is never put a carb and a fat together. And those are just really three of the kind of the rules that you really, if you're going to try to follow any rules, those are the 3 ones you try to follow.
And the carbs you're talking about are those like starchy
starches.
Carbs, like
yes,
bread.
I'm going to attempt to screen share. So if something happens, I shall return. Okay. So what I'm going to do is y'all are going to see my screen. So let me flip it around, and then I'm going to try to find my thing. I should have it set to the food groups, which is, let's see here. All right. Can you all see my desktop?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let me get, all right. So can y'all see this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Right here, the food types and meal combinations. These are all of the meal combinations basically throughout the whole program. All right. So I don't know if you all went on the group today at all. Hilda, I don't know if you've been able to get on at all, but I put up there, and let me go, let's see. I'm going to flip-flop back and forth. All right, guys. So let me see. Yeah, where is this? Let's see here. Where is it? Let's see, Carol, I'm trying to find that, well,
Was it the last thing you posted?
it was the one. Let's see. I want to make sure it's a meeting line. How's everyone doing? Okay, let's see. It is the, what was before that? Let's see if this is it. No. I made the like a template. All right, that's all right. Let me go. I'll go here. I know I have it over here. Here it is. I'll just use this. Okay. The meal plan formula. So during the resistance training and the weight training, there's 4 meals during the feed time. Okay. The 4 meals here are talking about all 4 of them. That includes your breakfast meal if you need to break your fast. Okay, if you need to take medication earlier than your intermittent fasting, earlier than you're supposed to break your fast. Okay, so that would include, that would be one of the 4. If you don't need to use the breakfast meal, then you would get 3. All righty. Now, what I was saying to Hilda, these meals can be put in any order. Okay, any order. So basically, this PO, which is the breakfast meal, which is the protein and a fat. PSA, which is a protein, a starch, and a fruit. That still freaks me out. I don't know why they did A. Why didn't they do F? That's dumb to me. But anyway, then your PVSA, which is your protein, vegetable, starch, and fruit, which is your after training meal. And then your PVA, which is your nighttime meal, preferably. Now, again, you can mix and match any of these, this one and this one. This one has to go after your training, whatever that is, whenever that is. And this one is the breakfast one. So if you're not going to break your fast and eat a breakfast, then you don't even need to worry about this one. That's basically just nothing. All right. So the easy, if you guys have a question, just unmute your mic or your microphone and ask me. Okay. So, so the easy way to do this is to take your breakfast meal. Okay, if you're not going to use a breakfast meal, I don't do a breakfast meal, so I don't even count that in. So that's just basically I take a big X and X that one out. So then if you're, oops, sorry guys. Let me go up. Okay, so then in any order, so then for meal 1, figure out for that day, write these down, figure out for that day, okay, when am I going to work out? So Linda, for you, for instance, you work out on Mondays early. So unless you have to eat something to take some medication early before your fast ends, you would have a protein and a fat, okay? But if you don't, then you come in with me, you work out at 7, and then you go home 8, 9, 10. Say your fast ends at 10. Okay, but say your fast ends at 9 and it's only been 2 hours, you're still good. Okay, but say your fast ends at 8 and you work out with me at 7, 8 is really a little too early to eat that meal, so push it back to like 9. So get a good hour and a half, get a good hour to hour and a half, try after your workout. You know, if 30 minutes, it'll work. But the longer you can wait, the better off you're going to be. So that would be this meal right here. So all you do is you're like, okay, so protein. I wonder what kind of protein I want. So you look at your protein list, and I'm going to flip over to here. All right, this is my protein list. Do I want eggs or egg whites? Do I want cottage cheese? Do I want Greek yogurt? Lean beef, venison, lamb, pork, all of that. Do I want chicken breast? Low carb protein powder. All right. Keep going down. Fresh wild caught fish. Now, Linda, you said that you would prefer to do salmon. Okay. if that, if you want that for breakfast, you don't have to eat a breakfast food during that, even if it's in the morning. You eat what you want to eat as far as a protein source goes. Okay, if you want Greek yogurt, that's a protein source. So, so then if we flip back over, let's see, here. So that was the protein source. You're down here. So then you find a starch. All right. So again, go back to your list of starches. Go down. Figure out a starch. Pull that in there. Then you go to your veggies. Figure out a veggie. Then you go to your fruits. Figure out a fruit. All right. And just, you can write those in here, or I basically just I kind of like just like swipe them off. Because I don't need to know, you know, unless I want to do that every day and I want to remember exactly what I ate. But I kind of do it just different every day. So what it would look like would be, let's see, we're going to go up here. Let's see if I can get a, hang on. I'm going to try to get you a sample. Okay, here we go. So here's a sample day, all right? So for women, say we didn't eat any of this. We didn't eat our breakfast. We didn't eat that. So I'm going to use Linda, and well, all of you guys work out in the morning. So all of you guys worked out. So guess what? This would be your first meal after you worked out. 3/4 ounce of baked chicken, there's your protein. Steamed broccoli, there's your veggie. 1 tablespoon of olive oil, which they said to do. I called and asked about because Hilda made the comment about on Tuesday. Well, if we're not supposed to have fats on our training day, then how do we cook our eggs or our veggies or whatever? So I was like, So anyway, I asked, and they said to use a spray, like a spray olive oil, spray coconut oil, whatever. That was fine. But they did not want you to use the coconut oil in the tubs. That was for your off day or your cardio days. So for right here, I would do a spray of olive oil and then an apple. There's your fruit. All right. This over here is for men. They get a little bit more. So that's at, say your fast ends at 10. So you eat at 10. Then say at 12 or 1, you're hungry again. So then you can either have this one or you can have this one. That's up to you. If you're hungry and you're not really wanting a carb right then go down here and eat this. 3 ounces of beef or salmon, and some sauteed spinach in coconut oil. Now, again, the coconut oil, all right? You can use the coconut oil here because you don't have a starch. Does that make sense? Okay, so here you have this starch right here. So you want to use the spray. Here, you don't have a starch, so you can use the coconut oil. Here, you have a starch, so they don't have anything, but if you were doing something, again, use the spray.
Lee.
Yes.
Did you say that if you had your workout early in the morning and your fast ended, say like at 10 o'clock, did you say that that number 2 meal could actually be your first meal?
Yeah, that's what it is. That number 2 meal is your after workout meal on this particular graph because it's got your protein, starch, veggie, and fruit.
Well, see, I was thinking that number 1, the PSA, would be your first meal.
Because it doesn't have a fruit in it, and you need the fruit. After you work out, the glycogen in your muscles are depleted. And so the fruit and the starch together, those two things, the fruit is going to turn into basically pure sugar once you eat it. That's going to be on the cellular level, your body into the muscles, your body has to have, like the protein has to have a way to get in the muscle, and it's difficult. So that's what that starch and that.
Oh, okay, I think I'm looking at the wrong number one. Okay, are you calling the number one the PO? Is that the one you're calling the number one?
No. The number one is that PO is the breakfast.
Okay, but
meal.
that number one meal does have a starch and a fruit in it.
It does, but it's not your this with the vegetable.
Oh, okay.
So it needs to have that veggie in there.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can, you know what, hang on just a second, because she sent me a thing. There was a typo, and that might have been the typo. Hold on. Hang on. Half a second. Let me double check and look at this. Okay, so she just sent me, she said, I wanted to check with the big wigs to see where our air was, because there was somewhere down in here where I was looking at, it was talking about you didn't have but one starch or two, and I was like, well, there's more starches, there's two here. And so I did text her. Let's see, so your first meal on your workout days should be, in your second meal PBA, you are eating one starch and 2 fruit servings a day. Okay, so PSA and PVA. Those are inverted. PSA, PVA. I'm sorry, let's see. Okay.
It almost sounds like it's that second meal. That
I know.
number 2.
She said, let's see. She said here, so your first meal on these days should be PSA, protein, starch. Yes. So you're right. So, and they have on the other, they have a veggie in there. So protein, starch, veggie, fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then this one is your second meal. And what they've done here is, she said they actually, this right here is, this right here should be for the women. They have the women and the men in the wrong spot.
Gotcha.
So the PVA should be for the women, and the PSVA should be for the men, because the men get 2 starches. The women do not.
Yeah, that was kind of confusing.
Yeah.
I saw that because I was like, I thought we were only supposed to have one.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you're right. And I caught that as well. And I sent it to her, and then she sent it back, and I was like, okay, so wait a minute, that's what she just wrote me back, and she said that what it is that the women and the men are inverted here. So the PVA is the women. So it's protein, starch, fruit, protein, vegetable, fruit. So you get, the women have 2 fruits and 1 starch, and then the protein are all with every meal. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. That was my fault for not looking and double checking on that. And that would take you, that would take you through your entire feed 8 hours. So then at the end of that 8 hours, Then you'd start to fast again, and then you'd roll right back around and start again. So basically, the only thing you have to figure out is when you're working out. And then that meal, the after workout meal, is the one that's going to kind of flip-flop. If your workouts flip-flop at all. If they don't ever flip-flop, then you're fine. Then you don't have anything to worry about. You just kind of, it's rinse and repeat. Now, the difference is the high intensity training days, which are your cardio days. Okay? The only difference here is that you get no starch. All right? So you get your protein and a fruit. Protein, fruit, fat. Protein, veggie, fat. Protein, veggie, fat. And these are your Saturday or Sunday cheat meals, which we'll go over. And then dropping down, this would be a sample day of cardio. Right here. So unless you need your breakfast snack, ignore that. First meal, protein and a fruit. Second meal, protein, veggie, and a fat. Third meal, protein, veggie, and a fat. Now, I'm going to flip back over. Does everybody kind of have that, or do you want me to hang out for a second? If you want to copy down anything, a trick of the trade is to take your phone and on your computer or your phone, or if you're on your phone, screenshot it, or if you're on your computer, take your phone and take a picture of it. And that way you're not trying to spend all your time kind of writing. All right, let me go back to here. All right, so the protein shake. It has a P, V, and O per serving. All right. Anytime you see P, V, and O together and you're not hungry, which is probably what you're going to kind of start to feel like, the one thing about fasting and the way that this is designed, you're not dumping a lot of glucose into your body, so your insulin levels are not going to rise significantly. All right. And anytime you do dump any glucose, whether it be a fruit or starch, you're dumping protein, and protein, along with any of those, is going to counterbalance that. For diabetics, that's the way that they want them to eat most of the time. If they're going to have a starch or a fruit, always pair it with a protein, because it's the least amount of insulin that you want dumped is the best way. This, if you see a PBO, okay, we're going to go up. Let's see here. All right, look, right there, meal 2, PBO. Guess what? If you're not really hungry, you can do one of these shakes. Make the shake. 1 cup of unsweetened almond milk, 1 tablespoon of peanut butter or almond butter, 1 scoop of protein powder, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and ice, and blend. Carol, you are cracking me up. It looks like your head's laying against a bunch of rocks.
Not rocks.
Rocks.
I'm getting it osmosis.
It's so funny. I'm dying laughing. So yeah.
Leave me alone.
I know. So yeah.
I do have a question though.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the meals they want you to do a cheese or a cottage cheese, and I mean, I am truly lactose intolerant. So what are my alternatives?
For
I
the
can't
protein?
eat, yeah. Well, I mean, this protein shake is fine for me. But when I'm like some of the meals, you know, it says like cottage cheese with your protein powder. I can't do that.
Well, I think like there.
Uh-huh.
Okay, cottage cheese. That's a protein right there for PA. Cottage
Right.
cheese would be protein. So just go to the protein.
Just do something else.
Here's something else out. Yeah, you could do like Greek yogurt.
I can't do yogurt.
Can you do like what do they call it? Lactose, what
I can do the almond milk because the almond milk doesn't have lactose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can do any yogurt.
I just can't do any cheeses and stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah, just do whatever you do the plain. Don't do the flavored.
Yeah.
And then I was saying before, I use the little thing of stevia if it's got that kind of a soury taste to it.
You're killing me. I've got to throw away a lot of stevia now too because I was reading it and I'm like, she's going to make me read everything.
That's the bad thing is a lot of stuff is you just have to be careful because it's part stevia, part sugar.
Yeah, the dextrose.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yes. So if we're going back to here, so anytime you see like here, high intensity training day meal plan, that's the cardio stuff. You've got a meal too that's a protein, veggie, and a fat. This shake right here, if you're running late, if you're running somewhere, if you just feel like, you know, like, man, I just don't really want to make a whole nother meal, go make you a protein shake. That works.
Where did these sheets come from that are these are not part of the?
No, I did these. I actually downloaded this on, it's on our group.
Oh, okay.
But I for some odd reason, I just couldn't find it, but it's there because I put it up there.
Okay.
You know, I sat down last night actually, yesterday afternoon, and pulled this out because this is kind of the way that I do my stuff, and it's easier if I do it this way. And I run off sheets and I just put them up on my refrigerator because then I have it, and I put like a list of proteins, my list of starches, my list of veggies, fats, etc. And it's just easier for that way.
Can you email this? Because it's easier for me to print it off from an email than it is to screenshot and try to.
Yeah, absolutely. Y'all want me to email this to you?
Yes.
Please?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I can do that. All right. Now we're going to move down to cheat day. If you work out, then you get a cheat day. All right, right here. Exercisers are allowed one cheat day. That is a whole day. That is not part of a day. That's a whole day. All right. Now, you can break this up. This doesn't have to be one entire day. You could do, say you're going on a weekend retreat, whatever, and you're leaving Friday, you know, lunch, and you know you're going to be going out and enjoying yourself and eating or whatever Friday night, and then you know you're going to be going out Saturday night. Well, you can do half the day Friday and then half the day Saturday, whether it be half the day to Saturday night or in the morning when you get up, you know, but during it only can equal one full day. So there's Sunday left in there. So Sunday you need to jump back on and kind of get back on the wagon. If you are
That's another question I had.
Okay.
How do you eat on the days that you're not working out? They have like, you know, the food combinations for the different exercise days, but if you don't exercise every single day, those days that you're off, how do you eat? I know you don't eat your cheat meals, but I mean, which food combinations do you eat on those days?
All right, let's see here. And we're going up. The way that I eat when on days that I'm not working out, but it's not my cheat day, is I do more of a protein and a veggie and a fat.
Okay.
I kind of just tend to stay with that because I don't need the carb. I'm not using energy up. So I tend to stay with the protein, the veggie, and fat. And that one day really should probably be there only should be one day that you're really not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody has that different day. I mean, it's not, for me, it's Sunday, but for some people, their off days might be a Thursday or Tuesday.
This kind of goes with that, Lee. And I'm really not being smart about it. I don't know what constitutes you being an exerciser and qualifying for a cheat day.
Yeah.
Whether you do any kind of, like if you do any kind of resistance training at all, whether it be lifting weights or, you don't have to lift weights to do resistance training. If you're doing like jump squats, or if you're doing, jump lunges, or if you're doing bands, anything like that would be considered a resistance day, would be considered an exerciser.
Okay, but and do I need to do that? Do I need to exercise 3 days a week to consider myself that? 4 days a week? That's what I was trying to get to.
He did not give and I'm sorry, I'm rolling back.
No, I was looking too. I didn't see it. That's
trying to
figure out. I had that same question, Carol. I was like, how many days do you have to work out to even get a cheat day?
Yeah, he did not give, let's see. Let me ask her about that, because I was kind of, I never saw, I'm like, y'all, I never saw one thing that said you have to work out XYZ. I'm just, from my background and experience, figuring that if you're not going to if you're not going to create muscle, then your muscle burns fat.
Yeah.
So if you're not creating muscle, then you're not going to be burning that fat. Unfortunately, a lot of people think that just cardio is all you need to do, and that really doesn't burn fat.
So you should strength train or resistance train more than you do cardio.
Yeah, as we get older, you definitely should. You definitely should. So let me find out from him. I'll ask him what is the formula for, what is the on what constitutes a 3-day or cheat day, or cheat meal, I mean. All right, and I will get back with y'all on that. All right, let me see here. I wanted to. All right, do you all need to go? Y'all don't need to go over the all of the protein, the starch, the fruits. You guys pretty much can print that off, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I've already printed all that off.
Okay. Condiments. Let me get up here. All right.
Are there not, I didn't see it, Lee, are there not any snack options? So you don't do any snacking on this thing, huh?
No, because you should be eating 3 meals and sometimes 4 if you do the breakfast. So 3 meals in 8 hours is enough.
Okay.
And there really is not any snacking. So, okay, for alcohol, avoid alcohol the first 2 weeks if possible. But if you insist on having a glass of wine or beer or something, avoid excess beer and try to stick to red wine or clear liquors. If you guys drink at all, I would just try to kind of stay clear for at least the first 2 weeks. Okay. Also, this is really important. Drink water right here before, during, and after your cheat meals. Okay. Water flushes. What you're going to notice is because you're not eating an excess of sodium, you're not eating, and it's mostly sodium, okay? You're going to notice that if you, on your cheat meal, say you go out and you have 4 slices of pizza, and that's fine. Pizza is loaded with sodium. You're going to wake up and your eyeballs are going to be swollen. Your fingers are going to be swollen. Your feet are going to be swollen. Everything on you is going to be swollen. Okay? That is the one thing that I can honestly say from being a figure competitor and dieting for 16, 18 weeks and not ingesting sodium. And then the night after the show, you go out and you blow it out. The one thing that we were taught is not, if you choose to cheat with sugar. Don't cheat with sodium, because sodium, it's like taking a sponge, a dry sponge, and sticking it in a bucket of water and releasing the sponge. You know what it does? It just goes. That's basically what your body is going to do. So be super duper careful, okay, with the sodium. Just kind of sparingly. If you're going to eat pizza, eat 1 or 2 pieces, but don't eat the whole dang pizza. I mean, this is kind of crazy, but my husband trained a guy, and he, after the show, said, I'm going to go. Do y'all know what a trash pizza is? It's kind of like pizza with everything on it. He said, I can't wait. I'm going to go out and eat a whole trash pizza. And Robbie said, please don't. Well, he didn't listen to him. And he ate one of those extra large trash pizzas. He woke up the next day, and you know those, the gloves that the doctors wear, the rubber gloves in surgery or whatever. And if you take that glove and blow it up, the hands, and you got the fingers sticking out, that's what both of his hands and his feet look like. It was horrible, horrible. So just be careful. In this, you should be adding Himalayan sea salt. Your body metabolizes Himalayan sea salt differently than it does iodized salt. So if you're going out to eat, just try to ask, do you have any sea salt? If they don't, that's okay. Just be careful. Don't overdo. And that's one of the big things with the water, because water is going to flush your system. Also, if you have sugar, extra sugar, water will flush all of that out. So just drink water before, during, and after your meals. Plus, it will keep you from overeating. Because a lot of times we think we're hungry when we're really dehydrated. This one you can do or not do. This is just kind of, I think, kind of a little more added if you really want to kind of get the most out of this program. And it's telling you to do like cardio, 15-minute HIIT workout, an hour or two before you have your cheat meals. You know, I'm not going to do that, probably. But if you want to, that's an option. That's just going to help rev your metabolism up so that when you're eating your cheat meals, your body's going to be like a Pac-Man more so.
Can you say that again?
About the cardio?
Yeah. What?
It basically what it is they're asking, he's saying that what you can do is you can do an intense cardio or a HIIT workout like 10 to 15 minutes before you eat your cheat meal. And that's going to increase your metabolism so that when you do eat that cheat meal, your body's going to be like Pac-Man and it's going to be eating up. But I don't do that. So, you know, I mean, you can, that's just adding more bang for your buck here. But I think there's a point where you're like, okay, really? But that's up to you. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just, it's an extra thing. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to do that. Down here, that's the ingredients for that protein shake that I mentioned. Now, these are just some other tips and tricks, and you can go through your reset diet and look at it. It's at the very end of that ebook. It just kind of gives you some tips and tricks about, you know, what to do, what not to do. And then if you move on down, there are articles. If you're interested in knowing where he got his information, there are articles that he has posted that back up all of this information that he's put here. So if you like the science of this, I'm kind of a nerdy science person, and I think it's kind of cool. So, hey, Esther.
Hey.
So anyway, yeah. So you can do that. Let's jump back over here. Can you see my screen, Esther?
I can see it, yeah, but it's on my phone.
Okay. That is what I have there. So I will definitely email all of you all this. Okay.
Okay.
And so are there any questions that that you all have?
I have one.
Uh-huh.
I tried the bulletproof thing and it's not bad.
Can I play your video?
Oh, you can play the video, but then I still have a question.
Okay, go ahead and ask the question. She did a video. She tried the bulletproof.
Go ahead and play it first because the rest are waiting.
Okay, coconut oil and the grass-fed butter in green tea. So I'm going to attempt to play this, so we'll see. Hang on. Aren't y'all glad y'all seen all my stuff on my dirty computer? So much mess on it. All right, let's see here. Whoops, there was a problem. Download. All right, let's see. What are you? There you are.
I can just put it up. I guess my question is, where does it fit in? Because that's like a lot of fat.
Fits in the morning.
Okay. Oh, that was the second one. That's not the first one.
Hold on.
Yeah, you want to see the first one. The first one is like where I say it doesn't suck. That's just me finishing it.
Okay, wait a minute then.
And making pieces.
I think that was it. Hold on. Maybe that wasn't the.
Yeah, it's okay. We can post them. We'll just post them.
Okay. All right.
Okay. But yeah, because I will do it because I like how my brain felt after I drank it. And I don't drink coffee, so I had to do this bulletproof thing with green tea. But I didn't know when I was supposed to do that because I did it and I truly was not hungry for a very long time.
Yeah, you can do it. Most people do it in the morning.
Okay.
Because that's usually when people want their coffee. If people like coffee, that's usually when they do it. So you can do it, when you have a slump in the day, like 2 o'clock. Mm-hmm. I would not do it if you have a problem with caffeine, even though it is decaffeinated. Some people even like coffee, but they can't do caffeine. Like Donna Tucker, who is a member of this group, she can't do caffeine at all, but she wants to do the bulletproof coffee. She does decaf coffee. So I told her, I said, you can do that also, like maybe at 2 o'clock if you have a slump. But what you have to realize is that the MCT oil and the grass-fed butter, it's called bulletproof for a reason. And it gives you, that extra brain power, brain octane. It gives you energy. It gives you, you're not hungry. It does a lot of stuff that I think would probably not be a good thing anywhere close to bedtime. I would give myself I wouldn't do it past 2 or 3 o'clock. If you have any trouble going to sleep at all, I wouldn't do it in the afternoon at all. I would do it in the morning and that's it.
But it's not a meal replacement.
No.
Because it honestly felt like a meal to me.
Yeah, and that's kind of what a lot of people will do that in the morning, especially when they're intermittent fasting. And so, if they're getting up going to work 6 o'clock in the morning, they do that, then they're good to go till like 11 o'clock.
Right.
So
then my other question, you can do that during your fast?
Yes, that will not break your fast.
Oh, okay.
That will not break your fast. Nope.
Because you had asked about the week, and the week was fine, except I really never started eating anything until like noon, 11:30 noon at the earliest because of work stuff I was doing. But I didn't change my end time. My end time was still 7 o'clock.
And that's fine. That's fine. If you know that works for you, then all you're doing by continuing that fast longer in the morning is just basically riding that wave. Mm-hmm. And your body is, it's like your body is producing ketones. Your body will go into ketosis. And what ketosis is going to do is it's going to allow your body to start burning your fat. And that's the one reason that when your body is burning that fat for fuel, you don't get hungry, because what makes you hungry is when we eat and we dump starch in our body, then that automatically dumps insulin and our blood sugars rise, and then insulin that comes after it is trying to drop it. So then once it drops it, then we're hungry again. Well, when your body is in that fat burning place, there is no insulin that's released ever. So you're not getting that dump lift, and so that's why a lot of times people don't get hungry. And people that fast, they fast, for 24, 48 hours at a time. They don't get hungry because their bodies, and normally if they're putting in anything, they're putting in something that is going to, like a bulletproof coffee, something like that, that's not going to break that fast. So, yeah.
So does that also, like after you exercise, you have to wait the 30 to 60 minutes or whatever I mean, can you go longer? I mean, if you're not hungry, right, within an hour after you exercise, I mean, do you have to
No.
eat if you're okay?
No. It's just the next meal that you do eat, whenever you do eat, needs to be that after workout meal.
Okay, if you do that bulletproof in the morning with the coconut oil and the butter, and the rest of your meals during the day, you get to have the oils, the PVO combination. I mean, is that going to be too much oils for you in that day? Do you cut those out in your other meals?
Yeah, no, you'll be fine because you're not eating them in like such large quantities, and they're also the good fats. They're not the trans fats. They're not the fats that are going to clog things up.
Okay.
Anything else?
My biggest problem is getting enough calories.
Yeah. Yeah, you have a weird schedule.
Mm-hmm.
What, where are you when are you eating?
Well, I had coffee in the morning before I went to work. Mm-hmm. And then when I got there, I made it a point today to eat 2 eggs about 10 o'clock today.
Is that when your fast stops?
10 o'clock in the morning, yeah. I don't always get to do that, though. Sometimes I'm just go, and I don't get to. So when I got home at 4, I cooked salmon and I steamed cauliflower and squash and zucchini. And I ate that around 5:30-ish. But then at 7:20, I was hungry. So I made 2 eggs.
Okay.
But that's still, I mean, when I go in and put in the calories in Fitness Pal, that's about 800 some calories for the day.
Yeah. What I would do is I would add a little more, like a couple more fats in there. Mm-hmm. Unless it's like yesterday when you worked out, I wouldn't add, you don't want the fat when you work out. But like today, I would add a couple more fats in there. And that's going to give you more calories. Plus it's going to, help bump. It's not going to bump. I don't want to say it's going to bump you up, but it's going to add to that calorie count. Mm-hmm. And you don't have to have a lot of fat to bump those calories up.
Okay, so that's normally where I would put in a fruit, but you're saying unless we're working out, we don't put in a fruit, right?
You can, I believe there is one fruit in hold on, let me get back here.
Because I got watermelon sitting in the fridge right now.
Listen at you. Have you worked out today at all?
No, unless you count me running around at lunch for 2 hours nonstop.
Let's see. All right, here we go. Yeah, meal 1 is which is your post-workout meal. Should be right here. There's a fruit and protein. That's for your high intensity. That's for your cardio days. So, I mean, you're running around. You're not like doing cardio, but I wouldn't eat the fruit.
Yeah.
Now.
Well, I'm not going to now. I'm in the fasting mode right now.
Yeah, I would really make it a point. I mean, honestly, for you, you're almost just going to have to set your watch or your timer on your phone and say eat.
Yeah.
You're going to have to. Because if you don't.
I hold on to the weight too because I'm not eating the calories that I should.
Right. And you're just going to have to set something on your phone. That's like Kay that's in boot camp. on Saturdays. She had a stroke, and she, yeah, it's been, I want to say maybe a year and a half ago. And anyway, the one thing that was, it affected her ability for her brain to know when she's hungry. She doesn't ever, her brain doesn't tell her that she's hungry.
Right.
So she literally has to set a timer for her to eat. Because she just doesn't, she's not hungry. Or she doesn't know she's hungry.
Right.
So that's kind of probably what you're going to have to do. So I don't know about, she's like going,
yeah. It's like, it's not that easy.
I know. I mean, and I know, I just know from being like at Lisa's Southern Roots and watching her. I mean, it's, yeah. She does the same thing. She doesn't eat. She like eats about 400 calories, and it's vegetables. It's all vegetables that she eats, but she doesn't have time.
When you sit down to finally eat, you can't eat that much because you get full too fast.
Yeah. So that's why you're just going to have to really, and it doesn't have to be maybe, you know, stuff you can eat standing up, stuff you can, whatever, but it, you know.
And that's where I had like nuts and things like that, but then it gets out of hand because you grab too much.
Right. So, and you're going to have to make sure you have that protein available with whatever you're eating.
Okay.
So, yeah. And that's just going to have to be something that you're going to have to really, so Karen, can you hear me? Karen, can you hear me? Hold on.
She may be muted.
Let's see.
You take a shower. I'm gonna go back.
Karen, can you hear me?
Her mic may be muted on her end.
She's not. Karen, shake your head yes if you can hear me. Can you hear me? I'll tell you what, I'm going to hit chat over here. All right. So does anybody, I'm going to email everybody these, and I'm going to get out of this screen sharing thing. Let's see. All right. How do I do this?
You see it? Up top, it should say stop share.
Let's see. All right. Let me see.
Hover over your share button. Because usually it's at the top of your screen that says stop share.
Yep, I don't see it here. Let's see. All right. Let me see here.
Do you see where there it might say view options?
No, when we were doing it, I did see that, but I don't see it because it's everybody is in a.
Yep. Just hover up top because it should come up, or else hit your share button again. Your share button down at the bottom.
Let's see. It's up in the audio name. No. Ah. Oh well. Oh, got it.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, guys. It was hidden up under my thing. All right. So, Karen, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Any other questions? Karen, are you doing okay?
I am doing good. Thank you.
Awesome. Yay. All right. Well, one of the things that I asked you all to do, if you all either were here or watched the recording, was to keep a journal of how you were feeling when you were eating, before you were eating, during your fast. You know, I'm frustrated. It's all get out. I'm getting it, or, you know, I'm hungry, or I'm not hungry, or whatever. How are those going? Are they going okay? Is everybody keeping one of those? If you're not, please start. Really important, because what it's going to do is it's going to help you start to identify with why you're hungry, why you're not hungry, why you're craving certain things, why you're, why you do a lot of things, okay, in relation to food. So if you don't have one going, get one, start one. All righty. Food lists, where everybody able to print out or write down, do something to for the food list, and have them on your refrigerator, or have them accessible to you, whether you have them on your phone, whether you have, whatever works for you. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yep.
All right. Let's see.
Hey, Lee.
Yeah.
The powdered stuff, the Buy True or whatever it's called, that you sit there and do the drinks, where do you get that at?
I got them at Vitamin Shop.
Is that somewhere in High Point?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's in, if you know where Chipotle is? You know where Carter Brothers?
Yes.
Okay, Carter Brothers. If you go down Main Street, North Main Street, you'll pass Carter Brothers on the left. You keep going, and then you'll see Chipotle on the left right there, and it's a little shopping center. Vitamin Shop is in that little shopping center right there.
Got it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And if, if you like, I'll grab those. If you give me a half a second. Hold on.
How's everybody?
Great. How are you?
Doing good. I'm hungry.
Hey,
I just
Esther,
finished
good to
dinner.
see you.
Hey.
Okay. The supplements. Now, I told you guys in the beginning, supplements are not something that you need to succeed in this program. Okay? So, but if you're someone who does not get vegetables, there are a lot of us who don't get vegetables in your shakes. This is it's the raw organic green superfood. It's by Garden of Life. I don't know if you can see that, but that is one of the supplements that he has listed on the in the book. Okay, all of these I got at Vitamin Shop. They are all organic. Garden of Life is really, really a good company. They're a super good company. These are all organic. They're non-GMO, verified. They are vegan, soy-free, gluten-free. There's no stevia in this at all. There's nothing in this but vegetables. Okay. This, he talks about CLAs. Those are CLAs. I also got them at Vitamin Shop. CLAs, the thing behind CLAs, and he explains it in the book, but CLAs are basically, they help to burn fat. They help your body burn fat. I take them sometimes when I remember to take them, but I don't take them all the time. So I already have these actually. This. Now, BCAAs, I don't know if you're familiar. BCAAs, they're branch chain amino acids. Okay. These are Body Tech Elite. Body Tech Elite. And it's the ultimate BCAA. And it's, this is Fruit Punch. BCAAs are, okay, if you say you work out at 6 o'clock in the morning and you don't end your fast until 10 or 11, but you want something to go into that muscle before you eat. This is something that you just take a scoop of it and you mix with, it's really sweet. So you mix it with, it says, I think 8, what does it say to mix? I think it says to mix with 8 ounces of water, but guys, it says, it says 12 ounces of water. But I mean, I will almost mix it with 15 ounces of water, or it's sweet. So a lot of water. And you can drink this, and then this will basically go straight to the muscles and start to replenish the glycogen that you lose from working out. So you can drink this, and then when your fast breaks, then you can eat your meal. You don't have to, but you can drink it after you work, right after you work out, or you can drink it while you're working out. Either one is fine. Okay, and I got this at Vitamin Shop. And then
some of them you have to be real careful though, because like I had a surgery that there's certain things I can't mix. So if you're taking any medicine, if you're, even though I'm not, I can't mix certain vitamins together. I can't do NSAIDs. I can't, there are things that I can't do. So sometimes especially if you're taking blood pressure or any kind of medicine for your heart or anything like that, be really careful with these supplements, because they can counteract the stuff that you're taking. And the goal is to get off all that stuff.
Right. And that's, most of the time, like the superfood, the greens, there isn't anything, but still that's one thing why I said, I don't, if you notice in our gym, there's no supplements. We don't push supplements. So, and that's the reason why. That's one reason why, is because it's really difficult to know your medical background. And, if you want to use these, then make sure you run them. You look at all of the ingredients on there and you make sure. And if you got any qualms about anything you're taking, take them to your doctor or call your doctor and say, here's send them a picture, whatever. This is what's in this. Am I taking anything that this is going to freak out? Okay. And the only other thing was the Organic Whey grass-fed protein powder. And that's just vanilla, grass-fed, USDA organic, non-GMO, it's hormone-free, all of that. So it is whey though. So if you're not, if you're more vegan, and this, one thing about this program is that you can do this vegan, you can do this vegetarian, you can do this any way. Like Linda doesn't, you like salmon, but that's about it as far as animal protein goes, and eggs. You do eat eggs. But you can do, just so long as if you're a vegetarian and it calls for a protein, that you make sure you get, a vegetarian or vegan protein source. So, and with that starch, that's going to make it a complete protein. And if you're a vegan or a vegetarian, you already know that you need to be on a supplemental B12. So if you're not and you want to go that way, just make sure you talk to your doctor about that, because you do need to be on something like that. But anyway, those are kind of the supplements that he has recommended in that book. if you want any. Like I said in the beginning, you don't need any of this to succeed. Food is food, and if we ingest the right food, then we really don't need this. You know, we all run short. We all go flying out of the house, and like at night, if I come in and I'm not hungry, you know, I'll make a shake. But everybody's different. So, did that answer your question, Karen?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? Nope. Okie doke. All right. Awesome, ladies. You're doing good. You're doing good. Now, on Tuesday, everybody took their measurements, their weight, and their before pictures, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. No. Karen, I'm going to beat you with a pole. You'll go do that now.
I go do that. I will do it
now, because I'm going to brag on Haley Robbins. She was in Tuesday night, in the group Tuesday night. She couldn't be here tonight, but I trained her daughter. And her daughter came in and she said, oh, my mom wanted me. Oh, this is funny, haha. Because I was on Monday night when we were trying to figure out if you could figure out how to do this, you know. And so she got on and I saw her daughter running around because I can see, you know, like I can see behind you or whatever. I saw her daughter and I said, hey, Kate. She went, why do I hear Miss Lee? And Haley went, so anyway, I think I freaked her out. But she came in today to work out, and she said, my mom wanted me to tell you that she has lost 5 pounds from starting on Tuesday, and that she feels really, really good, and her belly is going down. That's what she told me. And I was like, yes.
That's good.
So, yeah, I said, I'll tell everybody. So, yes, make sure you do the befores and the afters, the befores right now, because, you know, and you're waiting the measurements so that you can kind of have a starting point. All right. So that you kind of know how you're feeling. So,
okay.
All right. Well, if nobody else, I am going to attempt to try to get this dang thing to record on its own. It's already been recording, but to download it, but I will get this up in the group. So anybody who hasn't seen it or had popped in late or whatever, if it's not up by tomorrow, it'll be up by Saturday, or I'm going to wring this guy on Zoom's neck. Bless his heart. Yeah. So I'm trying. I'm not a techie, but I'm learning.
You're doing great.
I'm learning. All right. So you guys have a great night, and we will see you tomorrow morning if you're coming to workout at the park. If not, I will see you Saturday morning at boot camp. I know we'll be thinking about you at 10 o'clock on Saturday. If you want to come. And if not, I will talk to you guys Tuesday.
Sounds great.
Post in the group. Post.
All right. You want me to put those videos up, or you want to put them up?
Oh, yeah, no. If y'all want to, put them up in the group.
Okay, I will.
Okay. All right. Bye, guys.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Have fun.
Bye.
Y'all know how to get out of here?
You gonna say bye too?
All right. Bye.
Ah.
Make sure you press leave the meeting.